What if I told you there's a way to get a big check from Social Security, we're talking thousands of dollars, right when you retire? It sounds pretty good, right? Well, it exists, but there is a massive hidden catch that you absolutely have to understand. So let's break it all down.
So the big question is, can you really get Social Security in one big lump sum? And the answer, it's not a simple yes or no. The reality is a little more complicated. The thing is, there is a little-known option out there for new retirees. But, and this is a big but, it comes with a pretty steep price. That upfront cash has some serious long-term consequences. Let's dig into exactly what that means. Okay, first things first. To really get our heads around this lump sum option, we have to do a quick refresher on the basic rules of Social Security. The fundamentals of when and how you can claim your benefits. Everything, and I mean everything, revolves around this one crucial idea: your full retirement age, or what we call FRA. Think of it as the magic number, where you're entitled to 100% of the benefit you've earned over your working life. And for anyone born in 1960 or later, that age is 67. So, you've basically got this window of time to make your move. You can jump in as early as age 62, but if you do, your monthly check is going to be permanently smaller. If you wait until your full retirement age, that's 67 for most people now, you get your full amount. But if you can hold out even longer, all the way to age 70, your benefit actually grows by a guaranteed 8% for every single year you wait past your FRA. So timing, well, it's everything. All right, now that we've got the basics covered, let's pull back the curtain on how this whole lump sum thing actually works. Its official name is a retroactive payment. Now, who can actually do this? Well, the rules are really specific. You have to check all three of these boxes. First, you have to be past your full retirement age. Second, you can't be collecting benefits already. And third, you can only ask for payments going back a maximum of 6 months. If you don't meet all three of those conditions, this isn't an option for you. Let's put some real numbers to this to see how it plays out. Let's say your full monthly Social Security benefit, the one you'd get at your FRA, is $2,500. That's a pretty common amount. Okay, so you've just passed your full retirement age, but you decide to wait a little bit before you start taking your benefits. 6 months go by, and then maybe something comes up and you need some cash. You can actually call them up and ask for those 6 months of payments that you skipped. And bam, there it is. That $2,500 a month times the 6 months you waited equals a one-time check for $15,000. And you can see why that's so tempting. I mean, who wouldn't want an extra 15 grand in their bank account? But hold on, here is a super important rule to burn into your memory. This trick only works for the months you waited after hitting your full retirement age. So, if you're only, say, 4 months past your FRA when you apply, you can only get a 4-month lump sum. You can't use this to dip back into the time before you were eligible for your full benefit. Okay, that $15,000 sounds fantastic, right? But this is where we have to read the fine print. This is where the catch comes in. That short-term cash has 3 major, and I mean major, downsides that could end up costing you a lot more in the long run. All right, this is the biggest catch of all. Remember that sweet 8% annual bonus you get for delaying past your full retirement age? Well, when you take this lump sum, you give all of that up. Poof, gone. By taking those 6 months of payments up front, you reset your starting monthly benefit back to what it was at your FRA. You completely forfeit the financial bonus you earned by waiting, and you lock yourself into a smaller monthly check for the rest of your life. And it gets even more serious than that. This decision isn't just about you. Because your monthly benefit is now permanently lower, it means any survivor benefits that your spouse or family might get after you're gone, well, those will be permanently reduced too. Downside number 2, taxes. Yup, good old Uncle Sam. Depending on your total income, a chunk of your Social Security benefits can be taxed by the federal government. Let's take a married couple, for example. Once your total income creeps over that $44,000 mark, up to 85% of your benefits can become taxable. And just look at what that lump sum does to your income for the year. Let's say your household is cruising along with an annual income of $35,000. Now, you add that $15,000 lump sum into the mix. All of a sudden, your income for the year is $50,000. You've just blasted right past that $44,000 threshold, which could mean a much bigger tax bill than you were planning for. And finally, if that wasn't enough, there's a third whammy: your healthcare costs.
That exact same spike in your annual income can also trigger higher monthly premiums for both your Medicare Part B medical insurance and your Part D prescription drug plan. So that one-time payment could mean you're paying more for healthcare month after month.
So, after looking at all of this, we land on the big question. Is this trade-off actually worth it? It really comes down to a choice between getting cash in your pocket today versus having more financial security tomorrow. I mean, that's what it boils down to. It's this one fundamental choice. Do you want a single large payment right now, or do you want larger, guaranteed monthly payments for the rest of your life and maybe for the rest of your spouse's life too?
So, if this is something you're even remotely considering, here's your game plan. First, be brutally honest about your immediate financial situation. Is there an emergency or some high-interest debt you need to wipe out? Next, do the math on the long-term impact. How much income are you really giving up over the next 10, 20, or even 30 years? Don't forget to factor in those hits from taxes and Medicare, and maybe most importantly, talk to a financial professional before you pull the trigger.
So we'll end with this. That big check is really tempting, no doubt about it, but it comes at a permanent cost. The real question you have to answer for yourself is what's more valuable for your retirement, a single lump sum payment today or a bigger paycheck every single month for the rest of your life?